You know what's so attractive about younger women? Because a lot of these dudes talk about fertility and looks and stuff. I don't actually think it's that. I think that in the modern world, in the days of old, right, you'd meet a woman, you get married, you be together, whatever. In the modern world, if I meet a girl who's 33 and single, I know the amount of dick that's been through her before me is just simply unattractive. I don't care how nice you are, but you're 33 years old. How many men have fun? If I get a 19-year-old girl, I might be her second or third man, right? Put you through, you're gonna try and bring to my door? Like, well, my last man cheated. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, why is that my problem? So if you pick up older women, you have to accept they've been on the carousel longer. They've had more fucking rides, more spins. I don't want that shit. When I see a beautiful young woman, I know that she has a very low body count. And also, but the truth is this, women's mentality is absolutely connected to sex. If a woman sleeps with a bunch of men, it's harder to penetrate her mind and make her fall in love with you.
Penetrate.
But if she's had 30 dudes inside of her, she really gonna think, you know what, this guy's so special, or she's gonna think, you know what, he talked to me rude, I'll just go get a new guy. Whereas if a woman's only been with a few guys, she's much more likely to fall in love with you, be a better partner. So the likelihood of her falling completely in love with you and staying loyal to you and really believing you're the only man for her after being through so much trauma and so many men and sleeping with so many dudes and having her heart broken and having those memories of her ex and all that crap she's been through is far less likely than meeting a nice, young, beautiful girl who hasn't been with many men. And she goes, you know what? This is the guy, I like him. Every woman who knows this and every man who watches this can be honest. Women fall in love with the person they lose their virginity to or their second or third guy. They really remember them. They really love them. Any woman who slept with 50 dudes, she doesn't even remember who most of them are. She doesn't care. If a woman slept with a bunch of men before you, she's less likely to stick it out through a difficult period in a relationship. She's more likely to just think, you know what?
Not the only thing of his.
It's a pretty good answer. And that's the truth. Let me make something clear. If I meet a beautiful 30-year-old woman, I'm not saying I won't sleep with her.
That's pretty fucking old.
Yeah, 30.
I know.
What are you, crazy?
There's been times I was drunk.
Okay. Reaction to that, Paisley.
I don't know what the obsession is with body count, but also, like, how do I say? He's weird because he's talking like he doesn't want a relationship, but then he's mad about the fact that he wants to be like the first. He wants to be the boyfriend. So I'm like not sure what his messaging is.
He wants to fuck 18-year-olds.
Which is fine. Fuck 18-year-olds. But the body count thing is always really confusing to me. Just what it means.
I think with
Paisley's based. Paisley's a fucking legend. Okay.
I feel like with men want to know. Like, it's this obsession because they want to know, but they're not ready to know. Because it's like, okay, as soon as you, well, I think anything over five, guys are kind of like, it's that, like, uncomfortability. Because it's, okay, it's almost like when you tell a guy, like, that's not my experience, but if a guy found out that a woman cheated, I feel like in their mind, whatever triggers going, it feels like that. Because then it's like, they look at you differently. However, they want to know. So I think like with this guy, like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like he just likes to hear himself talk personally. Like he just want to hear himself talk. But as it pertains to that, it's not true. There is a lot of 30-year-olds who, I won't say my number count, but I'll tell you that I had sex at 19 and I was celibate for 10 years, literally. So I'm 33 now. And so celibate for 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Wait, can I just make a request? Can you stop harassing the cup? Stop molesting the cup, please. Here, pass it over here.
Are you a fidgeter?
It's just very
fidgety.
Yeah.
No, so it's
10 years.
10 years celibate.
10 years.
No masterbation, no none of that.
No masturbation.
No.
So are you a born again virgin? Kind of.
You can yeah.
Wait,
as of
so
today.
you haven't had sex for 10 years.
As of after 10 years.
Oh, so you broke your streak.
I broke my streak, and then as of today, I'm a born again virgin.
Wait, so okay, you were having sex, you were celibate for 10, you were born again virgin, you had sex again, and now you're a born again virgin again. Okay.
So celibacy as of now.
And are you waiting until marriage?
That's what I desire.
Have you been married before?
I've been engaged twice.
Twice. Okay. So 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So a person like him would not just even hearing that. It's not true. You're in your 30s. It's a lot of questions to go into. For me, my 10 years, just for clarity, was to work on myself. So therapy, my health. I became a vegan, worked on my credit, worked on personal development skills. And then, but the game has changed. dating is completely different from when I was in my 20s. You like savage mode now.
Prior to your first
coming
celibacy.
out, one of the reasons why I gave in after that, because it was like men are like, I'm not waiting, what? And kind of gave into that peer pressure.
Do you want a guy who's a virgin?
No,
You don't care.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm totally okay. If he is, I can say this. If he is, I'm a freak. So you'll have
Seems like a lot of training.
You're a born again virgin freak.
I'm a born again virgin freak, and I'm totally
Round two.
Can I ask questions?
Go for it. Yeah,
so
yeah.
did the freak streak start in the mid? No, seriously, in the midst of the 10 years.
So it was always the freak, but that 10 years are for me because I saw. That's why I'm not answering. And my number count is not big, by the way. I just don't want to personally do that because I know people have a brand to protect. But within that freak was always there, but it was released.
What do you mean by freak?
I love sex. I do. I'm a Christian. I believe in waiting for marriage. Did that happen? No. But I do believe that things happen.
Wait, but how can you believe in it? And don't,
because the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I'm not ashamed, but I do want to practice. I mean, I did it 10 years, so I feel like I could do it again. But when I came out of that 10-year streak, I was horny. I mean, it was what it was.
Amen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brandon, did you have a further question on that? Or?
No, she answered my question. I think that's great. More power to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so your reaction to the video.
I think he's got it wrong. I think the younger generations are banging way more often. So if you're going to be fucking that 19-year-old, she's going to tell you, oh, no, I've only been with 3 people. But, she's like taking down 3 people that day. Like you're having a fun time. Whereas I think we're a bit more promiscuous than the older generations who probably have not as a high body count, like an honest body count comparative to the younger generations.
Yeah, I do... You do actually raise a really good point about the age thing and how he says, well, I prefer an 18 or 19-year-old because they're going to have a lower body count. He's not entirely wrong, but I mean, I'm sure you guys know some men and women who may be very young, 18, 19, 20, 21, who've been ran through. So I knew a 19-year-old girl that had 100 bodies.
There you go.
No exaggeration.
Yeah.
100 bodies, 19.
And I love virgin men. I think there's nothing better than a nice virgin man just popping in. Yeah. Tomcat.
Brandon, you wanted to come in?
So
excuse
with
me,
that,
hold on. We got a person.
I just know
go.
Brandon
I
wanted
just
to
wanted
come
to
in.
comment on what she was saying there real quick. So, growing up, late 80s, early 90s, we didn't have phones. That's all we had to look forward to. Where I'm from, and most people, in the areas that I relate to, that's all we had to look forward to was, where's the party? Why do we want to go where the party's at? Because that's where the girls are, or, no pun intended. Where's the bitches at? You know what I'm saying? That's what our whole focus was, basically to bang and party, and the end result of all that was to obtain females. So that's all we did growing up. So I mean, the body count. I mean nowadays. You got phones, you got porn, you got all these different types of ways to self-please yourself, different types of identities that kind of, suffice the sexual curiosity. Back in the day, if you weren't around where people were, you weren't fucking. If you weren't at the party, you weren't meeting nobody, you weren't fucking. If you weren't at the mall, if you weren't at school that day, or if you weren't if you weren't present, that outlet was not getting taken care of. You had nothing to... No media, no nothing, so you had to go and be present. So back in those days, well, the 90s, they're that long ago, not really, but before phones, there was a lot of motivation for people just to get all done up, dressed up, looking your best every day, go out and see what you can do, Nowadays, it's like the platform to meet a lot of people is there, but is anything really actually happening with these people you're meeting, or is it just, exchanging pictures and... that's cool too, but I wanted to comment on that because the drive now is no different from the drive back then, from my experience, from what I'm experiencing. The drive now is no different from the drive back then. The drive now is just easier and it's more catered to as opposed to back then.
I think it's not about the drive, but the accessibility.
And I would
Well,
just
without the drive, no one would be looking for accessibility. There'd be no need for it. The drive has to come first, right?
That's true, but I'm saying you're more accessible to get that drive filled. I mean, it's kind of like looking at Route 66. You know, all of a sudden there's a route where you can take it and it goes across America, but then the highway comes in, and then you could stop in a lot more states a lot quicker.